The agenda is printed.
Support.
Motion been made and supported that we accept the agenda as printed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We'll get right to the new business, the reason we're here tonight. You wanna go through it, Rhonda?
Can, if you don't want to.
I mean, basically, it's so that we get these referendums on the ballot in November. If we don't do it tonight, and it doesn't get to Chris tomorrow, then they'll be on a May election. But, I thought we might as well get it done. Anything else you wanna go over?
We have to read
Okay,
and then vote. Okay. So, it's a resolution to call special election and approve ballot proposals for referendums on ordinance numbers 173 and 174. Whereas on July 6th, 2022, the Township Board adopted ordinance numbers 173 and 174, each of which are ordinances to amend the zoning ordinance of the Township of Douglas. Whereas on July 11th, 2022, a notice of adoption of the ordinances was published in the Greenville Daily News, a newspaper of general circulation in the township. Whereas on July 13th, 2022, the township clerk received notices of intent to file petitions for referendums on the ordinances in accordance with the requirements of section 402 of the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act, Act 110 of the Public Acts of Michigan of 2006 as amended. Whereas on or about August 4th, 2022, petitions requesting a referendum upon each of the above stated ordinances were submitted to the township, and the township clerk has determined that the petitions were signed by the requisite number of registered township electors residing in that part of the township outside the limits of cities and villages. Whereas the referendum petitions are in proper form and content were submitted within 30 days after publication of the notice of adoption of the ordinances and otherwise comply with requirements of said section 402. And whereas the Township Board now desires to approve referendum ballot proposals on the ordinances and to determine a date for a referendum election thereon. Now therefore be it resolved that the question of approval of ordinance number 173, adopted on July 6, 2022, shall be submitted to the township electors at a special township election coinciding with the November 8, 2022 general election date. The question of approval of ordinance number 174, adopted on July 6, 2022, shall be submitted to the township electors at a special township election coinciding with the November 8, 2022 general election date. The two ballot proposals to be submitted to the electors shall be in the form attached hereto as Exhibit A. The township clerk is authorized and directed to make the necessary arrangements to deliver a certified copy of this resolution to the Montcalm County clerk as soon as possible, but in any event not later than 4 p.m. on August 16th, 2022, and to take such other action which may be necessary or useful in the scheduling of the referendum election. The last day of registration for November 8th, 2022 special election other than in-person registration shall be Monday, October 24th, 2022, pursuant to section 498(1) of the Michigan election law. The township clerk is hereby directed to be at the clerk's office located at the Douglas Township Hall, 3521 West McBride Roads, within the township on Monday, October 24th, 2022 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. to receive applications for voter registration. Therefore, the township clerk is directed to receive in-person registration applications with proof of residency from October 25th, 2022 through 8 p.m. on November 8th, 2022. The township clerk is hereby directed to provide for publication of the notice of the last day of registration, which is hereby approved substantially in the form attached hereto as Exhibit B by no later than October 11th, 2022. addition, to provide for publication of the notice of election, which is hereby approved substantially in the form attached hereto as the notice of election, Exhibit C, by no later than November 1st, 2022. The publication of such notices shall be made in the Greenville Daily News, which is hereby determined to be the newspaper of general circulation in the township, reaching the largest number of persons to whom said notices are addressed. The township clerk is hereby authorized and directed to follow all procedures required by the Michigan election law for the special election and may, as necessary, combine the notices required to be provided herein with any other notices required to be provided under state law with respect to the November 8th, 2022 election. The township clerk is hereby authorized and directed to revise the attached exhibits as necessary to update the information contained therein prior to publication of the required notices. All resolutions or parts of resolutions in conflict herewith shall be, and the same are hereby rescinded.
Okay. Gotta have a
Roll call vote. Yep.
Gibson?
Gotta make a motion.
Oh, we
Approve
do?
it, let's do it.
Yeah, I think we probably do.
I'll make a motion to approve this resolution.
Support.
Motion been made and supported to approve this resolution. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We'll do a roll call.
Roll call.
Jepson?
Yes.
Anderson, yes. Snyder?
Yes.
Laper?
Yes.
Motion carried.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. You gotta sign it?
Yep. Gotta sign it.
We all have to sign?
No, just run.
Okay.
Yes, sign, okay.
Okay, other than that, you guys got anything else you wanna bring up? Okay, yeah, we're ready for some public comment. You guys got anything you wanna bring up?
Just for clarification, this was off from 173 and 74.
173 and 170.
Right. And the way the ballot will look is the same as what the petitions looked for the wording? Basically,
This is the wording.
Yeah,
This is the wording.
you can go ahead and read it if you want.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
she needs a break.
It's Exhibit C is what it's supposed to be, right?
Exhibit A is,
Exhibit A.
yeah.
Okay, this is for qualified voters and stuff. So Exhibit A reads Township of Douglas, County of Montcalm, Michigan, Proposal Number 1, Referendum of Ordinance Number 173, and ordinance to amend the Douglas Township zoning ordinance adopted July 6th of 2022. Shall ordinance number 173 entitled An Ordinance to Amend the Zoning Ordinance of Douglas Township Wind Energy Conversion Systems adopted by the Township Board of the Township of Douglas on July 6th of 2022 be approved? And then it says yes or no.
Okay.
Proposal number 2 says referendum of ordinance number 174, an ordinance to amend the Douglas Township zoning ordinance adopted July 6th, 2022. Shall ordinance number 174 entitled An Ordinance to Amend the Zoning Ordinance of the Township of Douglas, Special Land Use for Wind Energy Conversion Systems, Savings Clause, Site Plan Approval, Other Amendments, Outdoor Lighting, adopted by the Township Board of the Township of Douglas on July 6, 2022, be approved, yes or no?
Thank you.
Okay, has anybody got any comments?
Move to adjourn.
You got a second? Okay, thank you for coming.